Hey guys, Stealth here in what might very well be the final part of this campaign. I'm very close to taking Chongjin. I just kicked these Russian battle groups out of this zone. Unfortunately, these guys are of course out of initiative points, otherwise I would have wiped them off of the map. Now they still have a bit of tanks in here, but probably nothing I can't handle. I'm going to be coming in from Kilju on this map, so I'm planning ahead a little bit. I'm going to have to take Bravo next for some income. They have Vladivostok as their main supply line, so if I can cut off those guys by possibly doing a push with some recon or helicopters on this side, take out their command vehicle and wipe them off the map, then we can close this campaign. First though, I still have to defend Pyongyang. There's still some Chinese units hopping in and out, but they usually go home in a body bag. And I have a group of Marines which are very anxious to get out here on the shores, but they're lacking initiative points to do so. So, all of my units have moved. I have even gotten some reinforcements here from the Germans. Panzer Regiment, an artillery company and an air defense company. Now look at these beauties. 4 Leopard 2A5s. I want to use these alongside the Leclercs, so I first gotta get them to Pyongyang and then into Sancheon. I'm expecting a counterattack. Pyongyang, Thaechon and Kilju. They're actually attacking as well this round. Let's see. They have a lot of total value this time. What they're bringing in is 4 command infantry, 4 more. These are Russians fighting alongside Chinese. Some BMPs, 2 FOBs, Urals, a boatload of infantry, some AA, some Concours, Li Rens, they got a lot of vehicles, no tanks, and these T-72 PUs, or Su-2070. Now, let's see. My forces consist of mostly French and some South Korean units. I have the advantage of having all of these zones, whereas they only have this one. But they do make up for that with a very high cohesion of 8. I'm expecting mostly infantry. These vehicles can be annoying, but they can only be annoying if they have a target. And infantry is not a valid target for these things. So I can take out these things with infantry with ease. They're not packing any anti-infantry weaponry, so that's all good. The only thing I gotta do is get infantry in range. Now, defending Pyongyang is probably gonna be a little difficult because of these vehicles. But using artillery, not artillery, but using helicopters could work. And I could make this a landing zone for helicopters by deploying an FOB. Provided I have one, which I don't. Okay. Still, I can use this zone to call in reinforcements. I want to capture all of them for the income. Hold them, so I want to have infantry in all of these zones. That is, the front line right here. And this way I should be able to hold these sectors. So the only sector I don't need a CV in is Kaesong right here. If I can hold Pyongyang, that's close enough for my land and air resupply. And I want to hold this zone as well for some more income, or for some more supply lines. Alpha is going to be my main income, combined with Foxtrot. So let's put some CVs in here, as far back as they can be, because they're about to unleash a whole load of units at me. Get a command chopper in there. And get a P4 in here. Now these buildings are very useful, but I do need to stuff a lot of units in there. I want to go here first, then fall back to these buildings if I have to. Now the longest range anti-tank weaponry or anti-vehicle weaponry I have are these guys, followed by, I think these all got the same range. Oh, recallers rifles, these are even better. But I have to keep them supplied, and that's going to be a pain. Anyway, let's start with a couple of these and helicopters here. And actually, I could go with 2 groups there. Let's see. Now I will also have another group of veterans right here. And I can have an ambush spot in this forest firing over the river. Now if they do a major push on this area, I want it to be able to defend it with a helicopter. These should do actually. They carry 750 20mm rounds. I have Tigers, which have less ammo with more destructive power and more accuracy. But they're way more expensive. First, deploy some more infantry because helicopters are way faster. So, some VABs, some more VABs. Seals are very good anti-infantry units. These guys with the mini-me's also pack a very good punch, and they also come with the VAB 20/13s. I can use artillery, though I first need a target. What I can do is try to scout around and try and go after this zone if I can find their command unit, so let's do that. I can bring in Milans here. If I do need a recon. So let's bring in a couple of those. Let's see, these have way more missiles. Finally some infantry in here in case they get funnying across this bridge. And a helicopter to... no, sorry, an artillery unit. I first have to survive their huge push. So first I want to have helicopters which are pretty flexible, such as these guys. Then I can call on the artillery and go scouting. So them in there, Fab on the border, those in here, offload these guys, put them in the forest, get the helicopters out of here. Offload these units and move them away, although these guys not too far because their autocannon's useful. Get these guys to move up, offload, go there. Cassiopes, or Cassiopes, I'm not really sure how you pronounce them, but they're very good against units such as infantry. They're basically trimmed down Tiger helicopters, and they only left a GA-30 on there. But I have used these things very, very effectively against all sorts of groups, such as helicopters. Come on. You know you want to. Good accuracy on them as well. Here's a TU-27. What are you going after? Cassiopes? Yeah. Okay. So they are actually using these things, but in an anti-air role. Not so much in an anti-ground role, which they were originally designed for. So let's call in some Mistrals to deal with them. And these things can also threaten my OH-6 when I keep this close. These Hueys didn't offload as I had ordered. Offload these things, see if they can get a shot at them. Too far away. He's still in the region though. Got a hit on this. Might get a second hit if he's turning around. Let's lure him over my air defense again. Bring more Mistrals in. Recoilless rifles have disembarked and they're engaging these vehicles, which cannot shoot back. Yeah, I think that bird's gone. Okay, get those Mistrals back in. Move up these guys. And as expected, they did take out my helicopter there, my scout. So, let's get these VAPs to work. The longer range we can get on this infantry, the better. Oh right, you guys are still here. I guess these Remas are just gonna fend for themselves so far. Call in some support helicopters, because it is a lot of infantry to deal with. Recoilless rifles are taking out these ZDFs. And so far the score is pretty tight. I haven't really done a lot of damage to them, nor they have to me. These CDFs are a lot more points than the other ones. I do want to keep this building. If I allow this motor stroker to get in, then I have a bigger problem. Go after these vehicles. Okay, these things already fired their rocket pods. Let's get some standard ground recon in and spread it around. Now we're getting some points, 500 points ahead. Lost a couple of units here, but nothing too much. Ooh, these are dangerous. These are in fact very dangerous. BMP-3s can take out pretty much anything, including helicopters. So let's bring in a heavy helicopter. But they cannot stand very well against recoilless rifles. So long as those things stay out of range of my remas, as in that they cannot get a shot on the remas, I feel pretty secure. Use your Vulcan to deal with these guys. And now he's taking fire from these guys. Get out. Quick. It's not safe here. This thing just threw a rocket over its shoulder. Good job there. And that's really what these Tigers excel at. These T-72 PUs have a range which is a bit too free for me. So I'm gonna have to spread some Mistrals around. Fortunately I don't have any. Come on, you know you want this Tiger. That's the real prize. But that does mean that you're going to have to encounter my Mistrals. Actually, I can try and take this thing down with Celtics. It's not the perfect unit to use against it, but they have been known to take down helicopters. No, you don't. Yeah, right. I got so many points, so many points. Bring in some more units, push in. Problem is, I don't have a lot of AA, so I don't have a lot of capability to go after these helicopters. These things are easy targets for my autocannon. The only thing I want to get is a recon chopper so I can see that BMP-3. 80% accuracy on a helicopter. Excellent. There's the BMP-3. I'm playing a little defensively on this map because I don't need to attack. They need to attack. How the hell did you guys get in here? What the hell is that? Got one. These are anti-ground units, so we're just going to counter them with Cassiopes. These guys can use their guns against the concourse. Do not hover in a house, please. Get up. Use your gun on the Monstrelki. Now I gotta say, the battlefield is pretty big, so it's not easy to keep an overlook on what's going on everywhere at the same time. Let's get these Cassiopes further up, because there's a lot of units coming up here, infantry mostly. Wow. Are they really pushing all the way around to capture Tenchon? Kudos if that was the plan. BMP3s. Extreme caution. It's safest to let those BMP3s just encounter my infantry. Now this guy's running out of ammo. Get this BMP3. They're pretty expensive, 35 points. You can get a half-decent tank for that price. Uh-oh. Cassiopes are suppressing and killing all of these guys. Very effectively too. This thing is still a threat. Need to be careful with them. Tiger, free to use your weapons. Your remaining weapons. And I would like to get another one of those in. Let's see, this should be heavy enough. Lost my Cassiopes because I got way too close to these things. Let's use some cheap tow helicopters against those BMP3s. Get this recoilless rifles out of here, not that way. Okay, this is not going to stand. Fall back a little bit. These recoilless rifles will have to do as much damage as they can and stall for time. I do have a Tiger Hap on the way. These Remas are being obliterated by these BMP3s. Way too effective autocannons for me to handle. These things should be able to take out a couple of BMP3s with their snebs, provided they don't get too close. Which is right about now. Okay, get out of here. Let's airlift some seals in here. Screw you, yeah? Still going after my helicopter. cannot hold this zone. Fall back. Get out of here. Now you're out of ammo, so get out. Actually, have this vehicle hold here. Because I'm not sure I can get 1,000 points in 6 minutes. So that means that I'm going to be taking over this zone. Let's see, there's some vehicles coming in here. Also need to set up a defense on this side. Right there. Get away, get away, get away. Offload and offload. And get out. BMP-3s are way too dangerous to stay around. I hope these things will arrive here before being torn to shreds. I thought I said offload, not land. Come on, go, 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 go. If you want to live. Sometimes it really takes way too long for these guys to get in the buildings. Okay, get the command infantry and command helo out of here. We're being overrun on all flanks by this huge blob. Anything that cannot fight should get the hell out of here. They've captured Bravo. I don't like that, but there's nothing I can do about it. Get out. 600 points left. BTR 80s are pretty worthless. These are worth something. Should have brought in more legions in hindsight. Legionnaires have a pretty good anti-tank weapon, those Erics, and they can be used very effectively against all sorts of vehicles, including heavy tanks. No, I'm not saying they have any of those. Glad that they don't, but I do need something that can counter it. There's another BMP-3 in the open. There. These are some more vehicles, possibly BMP-3s, I cannot be sure. Yep. Missed him, unfortunately. That didn't miss him. And now I lost sight of him. So let's get something with a bit better visual in here. How could you not hit that? There you are. I can see you. Hope you can swim. Now I haven't lost as many units as they have, but I did lose a lot of zones, and I don't like that. Should have defended them better. 90% of points. You know what, we might as well go hunting for a command vehicle, even this late in the game. There's another BMP. Oh, he's not alone too. A whole load of BMP. Whoops! Do not mess with Igla ends. At all. They are not something to be messed with. These guys have pretty big plans. Look at all that. It's a load of BMPs coming in. Still got one of these guys left. It's 40 seconds, so I can call them in, though I doubt I'll use them. These do have 6 missiles left, so that as long as they stay out of range, they should be able to kill some BMP-3s before the match is over. But then again, not enough to actually make a difference. The only thing that could give me enough points in this stage of the game is 2 of those Su-27s flying over. That's another one down. How many of these things do they have anyways? This must be all those Motostrelkis. Anyway, turns out into a draw. I killed 3,700 points of units. And I lost 1,135 Cassiopes, Celtics, more Cassiopes. A lot of Rimas, some scouts, some seals. All in all, I should have done better, because once this war machine got going, they really got going. They really poured on a lot of forces. But I sent them home with quite a nosebleed. Took down 13 of their 23 BMPs. So they still got a couple of these left. Still, that's a lot of infantry to deal with. All of these ATGM carriers are down except for these groups. 3 Su-27s. Not too bad. Next, Kilju. Last time I was attacking this sector, now I'm defending against one of their pushes. I do have my Nighthawks and my Avengers, so I do have a lot of air support. They still have their air defense company around. What can I expect this turn? I can expect tanks, and a lot of them. These are very good war machines. Storms, so do not go in with vehicles. Concours, Burattinos, Jesus, these are bastards. And they have a lot of AA. I didn't kill any of them last time, so I'm going to have to deal with them this turn. Smirch. These are also very nasty weapons. You probably know them from either skirmish or from multiplayer. Melkas and infantry. So the main push is going to be tanks. Now, they only have this zone right here, and they can capture that with all sorts of command units. So it's no use going after command units. Wow, that's expensive, by the way. So, I need to set up a defense. By the way, look at the total value of forces. 20,000. I can set up a defense in Echo, which is a better position than Tanchon, which I had last turn. So I can capture these zones, Charlie, Johnchon, Charlie, or Echo. Bravo is very hard to defend, it's completely open. But Charlie is a good defensive zone. Johnchon's probably pretty open. And I want to get as many points from Echo before I have to fall back to Johnchon. Before this heavy horde of tanks comes in. So, let's see. Is this thing defendable or defensible? Yeah, it is actually. Put this FOB as close to this region as I can. Put some infantry, chumats in here. Put in some... what are they called again? The smalls, who did so well last time. Use reinforcements from these areas. Command infantry is best here. Now, where do you hide a command unit here? I don't know, back here I guess. Anyway, for defense. This could be a pretty nice defense. If they get all of their tanks steaming down this road, I can just take them out one by one using these buildings. On the other hand, I have aircraft, and if I want to use those, I cannot go much further than this line. So if I attack tanks here... Okay, change of plans. Those aircraft did very well last time, and I want to have them in this time. So I'm going to keep this command unit in here as long as I can. Something that can evac quickly. Something like a LAV C2. Sorry, LAV, not LAV. Anyway. Set up some defense here as well. I'm going to have these guys more as a inner defense, so an ambush division really. Like that. Get my trusty recon chopper up. Get chumats here right on the edge of town so they can use their long range to stand off against those tanks. Logistics in between. That should do. Now I can call in some tanks as support. Oh nice, my K1s have arrived. Last time I only had these M60 ERAs. I can have some seals in these buildings, though not ideal. I can try to come around with a group of helicopters, which I do have. No, I need some more defense for now. Some smalls. And some smalls here. Now that gives me almost enough points to call in a Harrier. There, an income of 14 so long as I hold Echo, and then it goes down to just a little bit less. Let's get my Harriers operational. Here come the first. Cannot exactly see what they are, but they're tanks alright. Damn, just lost sight of them. Now the one weapon I would really like to have here is a Warthog. Those would be ideal under these circumstances. BMPTs. Expensive. Command vehicle. AA. Took out the command. Took out a 30-pointer there. This AA is killing my units. He barely made it out alive.
Where do you need us, sir?
Now these have quite the range. Concours T60 T64 BV. First, let's get all of these transports out of here. Good as they might be, they cannot stand up against a tank like that. BVs are pretty expensive. 72As are not so much. These These damn helicopters always go to the ground.
Where do you need us, sir?
I'm basically just trying to thin them out a bit before they hit my town. Kerosene leaks. Yeah, he's not gonna make it out alive.
Guardian angel?
Okay, let's get some vehicle defense up then. LIVs. First Chumets are firing. Though it seems more like blind fire than focused fire. Because these things are just going out of range, out of visual range. And now I got them. The amount of punishment these BMPs can take is enormous. Okay, now it's getting too hot in here, so get out. You've done all you can. Tungushka's... Yo, that was quick. That was real quick. Let's get a new recon in here. Cobra up here is still valuable.
Why does it always have to be me?
Now, from my position, I can use mortars, and I have 2 of those.
Sky is ours.
LVATs are pretty decent platforms, longer range than my Chumats,
The only good enemy is
and they have a bit, yeah, they have a very good accuracy. But they're not very durable. This thing just got hit by 3 anti-tank weapons. More, maybe. 130 points of tank down. Now, proceed in an orderly fashion, I believe is the word. There you go. At some point, these guys will come too close for my Chumats to engage them. Because they'll be just under this ridge where my Chumats cannot see them. But so far, so good. Let's try and get a recon vehicle in here, something that's really stealthy like a seal. They're about to reach that point where they got too close. And that's when the smalls engage them right from the side. Oh, brilliant. They're going after my Humvees. Let's see how fast you guys can go up a hill once you're properly motivated.
Where do you need us, sir? Where do you need us, sir?
Oh god, that's not something you want to see when you're using infantry. There, that's better. I had the good fortune of knocking out his visual, so he couldn't see what he was firing at.
What can the infantry do for you, sir?
Okay, they're gonna come in from the sides next, so I gotta get some smalls in here. And get some more marines in. I'm gonna make this thing an impenetrable fortress.
What can the infantry
Relocate
do
these
for you,
smalls.
sir?
Just out of range, and they know it. You bet that they know it. I'm gonna get that thing,
Where do you need us, sir?
fly around and kill it.
What can the infantry do for you, sir?
And I lost sight of him.
Where do you need us, sir?
Offload. The seals will just have to walk from here.
We're sweeping this area.
means I can start to use my recon chopper in its actual role and try and get some eyes on this command unit in here. Which was a BMP command for 130 points. These guys are about to get their surprise. They're trying to smoke these Kutais into not seeing anything, which is not very effective. Whoa! That is not very nice at all. Okay, I just lost a command unit and I cannot call in anything else. Where is my frog? Because I need to relocate this command infantry now. Jesus. Now it's not like I haven't been smirched before, but it does hurt like hell. We got some infantry coming in. These marines need to help with that. Got some more marines in here, and luckily the FOB survived because it cannot be hit by cluster bombs as badly. Now if there's a lucky AA unit in here, I'm going to lose this command unit and lose the match. So let's make this a quick pickup and get these guys the hell out of here. And in retrospect, I should have of course gone with command infantry here and not a command UAZ. Tungushka's still lurking about here. Shit. Unload. No. Stop. Get your act together. Steady that helicopter. And offload. Routed? Like hell you are. That's my only command unit flying off. Come here, you. There, thank you. Now, go find your balls and get back in here. Offload this command infantry here, and let's get them into this zone. So I can finally get my units back in. There, you've done your job, now you can panic. This FOB is draining very, very quickly. And I have yet to go through 2,000 more points. Finally, back in action. That took me a lot of valuable time and micromanagement. Let's try and get some seals around here, get some eyes into this sector. Now, 16,000 units of supplies have been used, which means that the rest is going to have to be coming in from other areas, such as logistics trucks. Which means that 1 or 2 smirch runs is enough to take down all this town, because I just run out of ammo. He took it out, never mind, get out. try and get the Tunguska. No, it's not firing. Just see how fast these things drain. They're halfway done. All the way done.
Fresh delivery, en route.
These things are empty already, of course. Now let's bring in another command unit. Let's get this hero back into transporting this command infantry back to Charlie, because I do need the income.
At your service, sir. Good scout is one you don't see.
I can take cover behind this ridge. So offload these seals here and get the hell out. Now offload the command infantry and switch them into the frog.
Waiting new orders, sir.
Seals are ready to go.
Good scout is one you don't see.
Now, does this remind anyone of the Lone Survivor movie? A ridge, a couple of seals, and a whole big army. And they're observing a town. Well, if that's not Lone Survivor, I don't know what is. If you haven't seen that movie yet, by the way, you really should. It's a very, very good thing to watch. Of course, it's been dramatized a little. I did read the book, which is also a very good thing to watch, to read, actually.
Fuel, spare parts, anything you want.
So if you're bored sometime, go watch the movie or go read the book. I can highly recommend it.
Let's fly.
Now, where are these tanks? I was promised 70 tanks. Where are they? Don't you guys want to play anymore? Tanks, BMPs, big gun, basically, until I know exactly what it is. I can call on these guys, but they only have 2 rounds, so I'm going to have to babysit them. Not something I'm looking forward to. Let's instead try to sneak this F-18 all around and hope I don't encounter any anti-air in this sector. You do know you're approaching a heavily guarded line, yeah? If not, let me remind you.
Where do you need us, sir?
Oh god.
Fly zone is
Not that again. It's the same chopper. And it's attacked again. Okay, they took down my Hornet. Good. Captured Charlie again. Now I suggest you stay here. I'm gonna start pushing back. Which has the most armor? Abrams. Recon. Supports. Don't really need supports. Vehicles. Recoilless rifles. Fire support units. Cheaper tanks. M60 ERAs. They captured Bravo again. Let's see if we can find that thing again and take it down again.
Let's fly.
That's a nice target. And the Chumats agree. 90 points down.
Got something for me?
Hold. Don't go anywhere yet.
Observation post.
We have a heavy tank coming in. That's what you get.
What are your orders, sir? Yes, sir.
And I'm reasonably sure there's some storms here, so I gotta be careful with how far I push up. before I take too much fire. And there's probably infantry in here, so let's bring a group of marines and deal with that. FSVs are being taken out.
At the ready, sir.
Yeah, we got a scout here engaging. Another T-72 BU coming in.
Need some extra eyes, sir? Yes, sir.
We do not want to let that guy get the drop on us because he has a high AP value already. There, come on, get him, get him, get him, get him. Fire. No? Thought I should ask. Smirch is coming in. Location. Not sure. Tanks are okay.
Yes, sir.
Lost an FSV. Those things seem to be cursed.
Yes, sir. Scouts ready, sir. Need a ride?
So do those LFA-25s.
Yes, sir.
Marines, get in the buildings, get out.
Are you talking to me?
Trying to get some shots on this T-72. You really shouldn't run up to 45 Marines like that. Firing computer is set, he's out of the game for 60 seconds, which is the last 60 seconds of the game.
What are your orders, sir?
Now, let's quickly get a command unit in here, so I can pull the same stunt next turn. Weapons jammed. He's in just as bad a situation as I am.
Just spit it out.
Bloody smirches. God, I really hate those things.
Just spit it out. Are you talking to me?
Did take out quite a number of those things. 13 seconds, can that CV make it in?
It's under control.
Yeah, barely. There you go. Next time I do want to defend this town better. I feel that if I had defended that thing, I would have been doing a little better by now. Anyway, still a decent round. I killed 3,000 points of units and I lost 975, so that's a 3 times markup. Now, they lost most of their infantry. They lost 21 of their tanks. They lost most of their vehicles. These are still a problem. Next time I'm going to go after these smirches. Let's see, the heavy tanks, the BUs, I decimated them quite a bit. I really only got BVs left, but they're still very aggressive tanks with their anti-tank weapon built in. Anti-air is still very high. So yeah, we're going to be here next turn. So, contrary to my expectations, I'm not going to be able to get this zone right now. But let's see what the Commonwealth guy is saying. We got a paratrooper brigade operational in Fukuoka. Recommend that you use your paratroopers behind enemy lines to block off the line of retreat or neutralize the runaways. If you could point out their line of retreat, I'm interested, because there's nowhere to retreat to. I almost have all of these zones. Now, it looks like the next turn we're going to be facing another Marine regiment. These guys are in for a surprise. We're going to be facing another battle in Kilju again. We're going to be doing Taechon, Pyongyang. Plenty to do next turn. Get the invasion in Sonchon going, which should once and for all take out all of these forces and make sure that I cannot be attacked in Pyongyang again. So we're going to be here a while. Probably going to take at least 2 more parts before I get this campaign wrapped up. So if you want to stick with me, subscribe to my channel. If you want to like my video, that'd be a great help. And if you can have any suggestions, if you have an idea you want to share, if you have a comment, let me know. If you've already seen Lone Survivor, for example. Leave down a comment below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching again, and see you next part.